Hey folks, my name is Doug Pardieck. I'm a financial planner with Talon Wealth Strategies, and I love to provide education for my investors, for my clients, for my neighbors, for my family and friends. So today I'm going to focus on a topic that I get asked about quite a bit. What is the difference between a Roth IRA and a traditional IRA? Which one should I be doing? So let's dig into it. All right, so I'm going to show you the slide up here, and it's a bucket. The bucket represents the account, whether it's an IRA or a Roth IRA. That is the account in this representation. So money going in, that's your contributions. So how do I qualify for an IRA? How do I qualify to actually be able to put money into an IRA? Well, you have to have income. So if you have income, then yes, you qualify. You can put money in. Once it's in there, then you invest it in a mutual fund made of stocks or an ETF or individual stocks. The choices are abundant, and you invest it, and hopefully by the time you retire, you've got a lot more money in there than you do in a just sitting in a bank account. All right, so let's talk about the contributions of a traditional IRA. When you put money in, it may be tax deductible. The IRS sets limits on who can deduct and who can't. So if you make too much money, you may not be able to deduct the contributions from your taxes. So check with your tax professional about what that limit is, and that'll help you make a decision of whether the traditional IRA is a good place to add money. Let's switch over to the Roth IRA. As you put money in, those contributions are not tax deductible, so they don't help you on your taxes today. They're going to help you on taxation later on, and we'll get to that. The IRS sets limits on how much you can put into a Roth or a traditional IRA. If you're under the age of 50, you can put $6,000 in per year per person. So if you have a spouse, you can put in $6,000 for you and $6,000 for the spouse. You just need enough household income to be able to qualify for that contribution. If you're 50 years or older, you can do $7,000 per year into an IRA, whether it's a Roth or a traditional. But again, the Roth IRA, as you put money in, no tax deductions. So let's talk about distributions. So the money on the way out. You want to wait till the age of 59 and a half before you start taking out distributions. If you take it out too early, you could be penalized 10% by the federal government. Plus, you got to pay income taxes, both federal and state, on those distributions. And a Roth has a 5-year clock. Now, I don't have time today to talk about that, but if we're looking at a Roth IRA, it's something we need to consider. All right, let's talk about traditional IRA distributions. The money coming out of the traditional IRA is 100% taxable as ordinary income. And the higher ordinary income taxes that you have, this could impact your Social Security income as taxation. You can go from 0% taxed to 50% of your Social Security being taxed, up to 85% of your Social Security being taxed, depending on how much ordinary income you've got coming in that calendar year. And your Medicare premiums, the more taxable income you have, the higher the premium. So that's something that goes into the decision-making process of how much should I be pulling from my traditional IRA during retirement. Compared to the Roth IRA distributions, the distributions are completely tax-free. So they don't even show up on your tax grid as ordinary income. And they do not impact your Social Security taxation, and they do not impact Medicare premiums. All right. Well, another question I get from folks is, well, can I convert money from, or can I move money from my traditional IRA over to the Roth IRA? I want more tax-free income during retirement, and that's a good thing to have. But when you do, this is called a Roth conversion, and yes, you can move money from the traditional to the Roth, but when you do, it's going to show up as taxable income. And it could bump you into a new tax bracket. So you want to be very strategic about when you do it and how much you do per year. All right, so that's just an overview of the traditional versus the Roth IRA. There's much more we could cover, but let's do that in person. If you have more questions, reach out to me, give me a call. We could do a Zoom appointment or in person. I'm here to help. Have a great day, and we'll hopefully see you soon.